Over here, man. Yeah. Real warm out there. Really wish you in the house. Somebody had you and cops came out here. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man. I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. Stand up for mine. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you a chance, boy. I'm giving you a chance, you see boy. The devil in a glance, boy. The devil in a glance, boy. I can knock you out your pants, boy. Knock you out your pants, boy. I told you not to fuck with mine. I told you not to fuck with mine. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. Now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. Shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is my land. And this is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. This is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. You won't understand. This is my country.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, it is the 10th edition, the 10th round of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by Sim Racing New Zealand. Tonight, we come to the smallest dirt track here at the virtual Tulsa Expo Centre for the NZSR Chili Bowl Nationals. Here live tonight on Ultimate Dirt TV, Brett Wheeler in commentary with you for the whole night. Unfortunately for you guys, that must suck, but we are going to have a look at some of the drivers. In fact, we've only got a handful of drivers that are actually on the racetrack left at this stage, and we've had quite a few drivers already take time. 50 cars, in fact, take a lap time here at the Tulsa Expo Centre. Rico Robles, you're fresh off an iRacing Chili Bowl win just a couple of days ago. So congrats to, man, might have been yesterday actually. Congrats to him. Pretty sure he won it. I'll let Platsy. He's quick time with a 10.478. Fresh off a vacation from another league. He's back with NZSR here tonight for the final round of the year. Round number 10 of 18. Aston Rodriguez second quick with a 10.520. Matthew Johnston third quick. Tom Storr fourth quick. Harry Stewart, your points leader, in fifth. Darcy Wilson, Regan Edwards, James McDonald, Graham Smythe, and Caden Barker make up your top 10. A little change in the format tonight. Normally what we see, you'll see 5 heats on the program, followed by an E main, D main, C main, B main, the dash running the warm-up session, and then the A main. Well, tonight, seeing as though we are here at the Tulsa Expo Centre, it is going to be 6 heat races. Still, the top 2 will go to the dash. We'll have a 12-car dash. And then we've added an extra semi-main, which will be an F main. It'll be 12 laps of distance, 14 laps for the E, 16, 18, 20 for the B. 6-lap dash in the warm-up session, and then a 55-lap main event. So still plenty of action to come here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Who wants a hot dog? Who wants a hamburger? As we are ready to go into heat racing action here in just a few moments' time. It will be 50 cars officially signed in, taking a lap time. 54 cars officially signed in to the race session. Qualifying results coming up on your screen, and it is confirmed. Rico Robles goes quick time with a 10.478. Aston Rodriguez, Matthew Johnson, Tom Storr, and Harry Stewart. So just the 5 heats, in fact, seeing as though we are down to 50 odd cars. I'm not James Rice. Heat race number 1 will line up like this, and from the pole position, it's going to be Rico Robles. He's outside. It's Darcy Wilson. Position number 3 will be Alec Inslee. He's outside. Ashton Phipps out of position number 4. Position number 5, Brendan Partridge. Position number 6, Kane Crackett. Brian McIntyre lines up out of position number 7. Murray Howell lines up out of position number 8. Max Donnelly lines up at a position number 9. Stephen Martin will start from your 10th starting position. And Michael Corvey lines up out of position number 11. As we get set for the first of 5 heat races here at the virtual Expo Centre, the virtual Tulsa Expo Centre, the Chili Bowl. Who will take out heat number 1? Who will put themselves on the front row of tonight's dash? 10 cars going to the dash, top 2 to the main event, everybody else to the semi-mains, and F, E, D, C, and a B. Heat number 1, the pace truck is in. Rico Robles and Darcy Wilson. It's a hell of a front row, I might add. Green flag is out. Right away in your opening heat race tonight, the NZSR Chili Bowl Nationals. It's Robles. Fast and furious on the bottom side of the racetrack. You'd think he's Vin Diesel right now. Here comes Alec Inslee looking to the inside. Alec Inslee takes over position number 2. Gets by Darcy Wilson. Inslee catches the inside. Berman ain't going to move, and it won't move all night. Alec, you might need to change your line if you're going to want to try and run the bottom side. Partridge runs there in position number 4. Then you go back to 5th. Rounding out the top 5. McIntyre, Crackett, Corby. Corby making his way through the field. Started 11th. Up to position number 7. Your leader is Rico Robles, opened up 9/10 of a second. Nearly a full second back to Darcy Wilson after 4 laps in the books. We've still got 4 to run. Oh, it's definitely chilly in here. Wilson catches the inside berm into turn number 3. Inslee had a peek up on the inside, couldn't quite complete the pass. Now here comes Partridge, trying to get by his teammate down through turn number 3 and 4. Wilson, you can see just in the fire machine, getting a little tight through the center of 3 and 4. Lap and a half, making a lap to go for your race leader of Rico Robles, who has opened up a full straightaway leader, 2.5, nearly 3-second lead into turns 3 and 4. Rico Robles, he's going to be the one to beat. He gets the job done. Somebody take the roof off, because I think someone let the light in, because daylight has come home second. Wilson will grab second from Inslee, third Partridge, fourth. Phipps runs out your top 5. Heat number 1. Results coming up on screen. It's going to be a quick and easy process for the heats. Rico Robles and Darcy Wilson go to the dash. For Inslee, Partridge, Phipps, McIntyre, Corby, Donnelly, Crackett, Martin and Howell. I'll go to the semi-mains. Heat number 2 will line up like this. Aston Rodriguez will start on pole to his outside. It's going to be Regan Edwards, position number 2. Bradley Oldfield, position number 3. And Hayden Vickers at a position number 4. A podium last week at Knoxville was Jordan McDonnell. He'll come in position number 5. Jarrett Liebert lines up at a position number 6. Raymond Mallon lines up at a position number 7. Dylan Cook at a position number 8. Jamie Thompson and Taylor Bryant at a positions number 9 and 10. And Peter Honeybell lines up at a position number 11. Yes, I think the bots need to get turned up on that one. That was dominating. Hello, Mitchie. Ricey, there's a Midget, not broom brooms. You can't race brooms. Come on. You should know this, James Rice. Old Presidente. Let's give a round of applause for Regan Edwards as he finally rolls away in that number 49 entry. So Rodriguez that House of Speed at number 30 machine. That was definitely a dominant win by Max Bevan. But Aston Rodriguez and Regan Edwards wait for the iRacing green flag, and Barney says, "Righto boys, let's go racing. It's time." As Oldfield gets turned around, Edwards looks down to the inside now on Rodriguez, catches the inside berm down into turn number 3. Lap 1 is in the books. Meanwhile, here comes Jordan McDonnell now up to position number 3. He's already moved up. Basically 1 row, 2 positions. He'll start front row of the B main. Should he finish in position number 3? If he finishes any further up, well, he'll go to the dash, automatically lock himself into the main event. Otherwise, if he goes backwards, he'll be starting a lot deeper in a B main, or potentially even a C, D, E, and maybe an F. Edwards still trying to hunt down Aston Rodriguez. It's a 1.1 second gap for Aston in the number 30 machine. Then you go back, you look at Raymond Moreland and Dylan Cook. Dylan Cook and Moreland, they started well positions 7 and 8. They started alongside each other, and they'll find themselves battling for positions number 3 and 4 as Cook gets a little tight in the center of 1 and 2. Moreland, the 38 machine, upstairs at the Chili Bowl. 2 to run for those drivers. They make their way down the back straight away. Rodriguez gonna greet the white flag here at the bowl. And there's now 2 right-hand turns down into turns 3 and 4. He'll cut down to the low side. Aston Rodriguez wins from Regan Edwards home in second. Third, Moreland. And you go back to Liebert in 4th. Cook 5th. Vickers, Honeybell, Bryant goes a lap down. McDonnell, Oldfield back to the pits, and Jamie Thompson did not start heat number 2. I'm pretty sure Luke Johnson just sent me an express post. Rodriguez and Edwards will go to the dash for the likes of Moreland, Liebert, Cook, Vickers, Honeybell, Bright, Oldfield, McDonnell, and Thompson. Semi-mains for those drivers. Heat number 3. And they will line up like this. On the pole, it's going to be Matthew Johnston. He's outside. James McDonald, position number 2. Hayden Warrington from position number 3. Leo Heaton from position number 4. JD Laird, the Aquatech, number 23, starts from position number 5. The SimBlacks New Zealand, number 17, I think. It's got the 11 on there, but that's Dion de Graaf, lines up at a position number 6. Maybe it is 11. Mitchell Sparrow lines up at a position number 7. Matt McCutcheon will start from position number 8. Position number 9, Ayrton Smith and Caleb Beecroft from 10th. And Mitch Favish rounds out the 9 drivers in heat number 3. Did I see that message? I didn't see that message, okay. Yeah, we'll keep going. Heat 3 of 5 here at the Bowl, the New Zealand Sim Racing Chili Bowl Nationals. Final race of the year. They'll be back next year to continue on round number 11 of 18 as the green flag flies. Look at the Team Billabong 00 machine of Matt McCutcheon. He's trying to move his way forward already in this one. They'll now look to the inside of JD Laird down into Turnable 1 and 2. Laird to the outside in the 23. McCutcheon. That white and sky blue 00 machine. Meanwhile, just in front of them, Heaton, Warrington. Warrington to the inside on Heaton. Heaton stays above the slick through 1 and 2. He gets the drive down the back straightaway. Johnston opens up an 8, nearly 9/10 of a second lead over James McDonald. But the battle is on for positions 3 and 4. Now make it 2, 3 and 4. Look out, Warrington into the left rear. Warrington goes around, as does Ayrton Smith. Tough break for Smith, nowhere to go on that exchange. Meanwhile, JD Laird still on the outside looking in. Matt McCutcheon there in the 00 machine, +3 in heat race number 3. Started 8th, he's up to position number 5. Right now, it is all smooth sailing for the 48 machine. You could almost call him MJ. Oh no, you can call him MJ. He might be a smooth criminal right now, but I'll tell you what, he's looking pretty smooth here on the racetrack, the Chili Bowl. For round number 10, as the white flag flies, it's going to be Matthew Johnston down into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Johnston wins from McDonald home in 2nd. Heaton will grab 3rd. Laird will get 4th. McCutcheon rounds out your top 5. Down to Graaf home in 6th. Beecroft, Sparrow, Smith, Fabish and Warrington. I feel like that was another express post from Luke Johnston. Or Luke Johnson, I should say. There is no change to the finishing orders. Johnston, McDonald, Heaton, Laird, McCutcheon, de Graaf, Beecroft, Sparrow, Smith, Fabish and Warrington. Yee. Heat number 4. As we take a look at Tom Stall and Graham Smythe on the front row. Devon Stove and Joel Battelle in row number 2. Jack Gronwald and Xavier Simmons in row 3. Ayrton Hodson and Grant Flynn in row 4. Nathan Kane, Bailey Leeson in row 5. And Mitchell Piskalik in row 6 by his lonesome. Alright. Let's have a look from the top-down angle. Yes, they are really flat out, Flatsy. He must have been chatting with old Gav White throughout the course of Premier Speedway because, let me tell you, Johnson Logistics right now, they are hauling the mail right now. They're getting certainly getting their money's worth today as we get our money's worth here at the Bowl. Heat number 4 of 5, and right now, it's Tom Stall leading the way. Here's a battle for the final transfer position. As you look at Smythe on the outside of the 24. Devon Stove to the inside. They'll go wheel to wheel down into turns 3 and 4. Growell back there in position number 4 on the outside looking in. Oh, there we go. Now we're in 1 and 2. Sorry. Hauling so much miles is the 54 entry of Tom Stall. 4 down and 4 to run. Here comes Smythe. Has a good Captain Cook right up on the inside. And now he'll pull alongside. He got a little tight there on the exit of turn number 4. He now takes over the race lead by half a car length. Here comes Stall back to the outside. You race for the lead into turns 3 and 4. Stall upstairs, way upstairs. Right near the wall up on the top side of the racetrack. 2 to run. Can he get by Graham Smythe? He'll have a good dig in turns 3 and 4. He's not in a great area, he's in a midget. White flag is out, 1 to run for Smythe. He will be going to the dash and going to the main event. Graham Smythe picks up Heat 4 victory. Second will go to Tom Stall. Stove, Simmons and Groenwald to make up your top 5, followed by Hodson, Kane, Flynn, Battelle, Leeson comes home in 10th. And your 11th finisher was Piskalik. So 5.7 seconds separate your top 11. You think what the margin was in heat number 1. I'm pretty sure there was about 19 seconds between first and second. But it won't matter too much. We get ready for heat race number 5. And from the pole position, it is your points leader and 2-time and defending National Midget Champion is Harry Stewart. He's outside. It's Caden Barker from position number 2. Boyd Bowden and Terence Dorrell lines up at positions number 3 and 4. Sam Waddell, Ricky Brett from positions 5 and 6. Stefan Adams and Callum Pratt from 7th and 8th. Hunter Robb and Gavin Thomas to make up the 9th and 10th starters in your 5th and final heat race of the night. So there is your points leader. No, it's not Far Chase. That is a drone shot. So there is a nice little shot of the staging lane. Not that we have any sort of staging happening here at the virtual Chili Bowl. It's all done from the infield. Ah, yes, thank you for fixing that one. Wow, Luke Johnson is all over the chats. He's all over the chit-chats today. He might be on his way to pick up Piper. He said he gets here at 7 o'clock, so... I mean, that's a real Pacific time. And right now, Platzi, he's got 27 minutes. Like, that's more than enough time to stop by and have a good old yarn to us. Heat 5, Barker and Stewart. Barker went a little early on the outside row, so Stewart has got some time to make up. The outside row from row 2 on back. Well, they may have got a captain snip because they were certainly sleeping on that start. Here comes Bowden to the outside. Barker catches the inside burn. Bowden moves up to position number 2 and comes after your race leader of Harry Stewart. Stewart just works the bottom side of the United Sim Sports Titan Garages, an 87 creative entry. Got the thing dialed into the bottom side of the racetrack. I'm sure he'd love just to pin it there all night. He'll slide up to the top side above the slick on the exit of turn number 2 and goes back down to the bottom through 3 and 4, trying to keep that right rear tyre down to the moistures. As here comes Bowden. He's a man on a mission right now. Bowden from position number 3. He's only advanced 1 spot, but I tell you what, he looks pretty quick, looks to run down, and as I say that, the front wheels pick up. He does a little bit of a dance, he backs out of it, and he'll lose the final transfer position. Gives it back to Caden Barker. Barker right now, he's all talk at the minute. And right now holds on to position number 2 for the final transfer position. Bowden goes low, the white flag is out for Harry Stewart. Looking to put the 11 into another main event and to continue. And what could be continuing the points lead after 10 weeks of the season. We're into the back half of your 18-week season. Or 18-round season, I should say. As heat race number 5 is about to be complete. Hunter Robb, you come 8th. Settle down, there's no need for victory donuts. And the F main, this is where... Oh, I want a hamburger. I'll take a hamburger, please. It's not a tough task, trust me. It's just a plain hamburger. Anyhow. Stuart, Barker, go to the show, go to the dash. Bowden, Adams, Brett, Waddell, Rob, Thomas, Pratt, and Dorrell will be going to semi-mains. And the first of those semi-mains are, well, from the highs of highs to a very, very long, potentially long night ahead of him. Your pole sitter finished on the podium last week, the 34 entry of Jordan McDowell. He will start from position number 1. And one of the other podium, or the second and third place cars, they start 1 and 2 in this one. Mitch Fabish will start from position number 2. Bailey Leeson from position number 3. Terrence Doyle at a position number 4. Murray Howell lines up at a position number 5. 6 is going to be Jamie Thompson. 7th is going to be Hayden Warrington. And Mitchell Piskalik in position number 8. Well, he survived. I don't think that's... You spelt worth wrong, by the way. I don't think that's worth celebrating. I think if you're going to celebrate and do some victory donuts, you need to be in the top 7. And, well, these drivers right now, they've raced for a starting spot in the back of the the E main. I almost tried to skip one. So, out of the 8 cars that we had scheduled for lineup of heat F main, as our heat race is already done, these 6 cars will go through. Let's take a look at the most exciting as we go green. We're not going to look at that as we are underway. Jordan McDowell, Mitch Fabish, Terrence Doyle going to come out on the racetrack. He has missed the start, so he'll have to wait 15 seconds. He will come back on. He'll come onto the racetrack, probably be a lap down, might even be 2 laps down. So 2 of the guys from the podium last week in Knoxville, Jordan McDowell, Mitch Fabish. Right now, they're running 1-2 in the F main. Yes, you heard that right. Meanwhile, Warrington to the outside and Bailey Leeson in the 253 entry. Here comes Piskalik in the 191 machine, that MP entry. Gets a little sideways in the center of 3 and 4. Piskalik tries to get by Bailey Leeson. Throws a slide jump on Leeson. Leeson, well, he's been to Woolworths. He's got some dip as he turned it underneath him down the back straight away. I don't know why he's got 4s on the side of that car. We're playing high racing, buddy. You might have your games mixed up, but tell you what, he doesn't have their games mixed up. Here's the 34 entry of Jordan McDonnell. He knows the game plan. And he knows where he has to be come the end of the F main. And that's as long as you're not in 8th. And it's going to be a little difficult to find yourself in outside the top 7 when the 8th car did not even attempt. So he must have had some problems once the 10 entry of Murray Howell and, well, Jordan McDonnell. It's not a good sign to have those virtual mechanical issues. Mitch Fabish still holding down second spot, nearly just shy 1.4 seconds away, but now he looks to close in. Boy, he was really quick on that lap. That's 0.6 of a second closed in there in the space of a lap. Not sure what Jordan McDonnell was doing, but he really let Fabish come back at him. But it won't matter all that much. Maybe just a little bit of a test and tune session for the 34 entry of Jordan McDonnell, the SimBlacks. Number 34, he'll have 2 more turns. Into turn number 3 and turn number 4. Checkers the route. Jordan McDowell will win your F main. Mitch Fabish home in 2nd. 3rd line is going to be Hayden Warrington. 4th, we're going to Mitchell Piskalik. Bailey Leeson in 5th. Terrence Doyle and Jamie Thompson, who ended up finishing 1 lap down and will find himself going to the E main. So Murray Howell was eliminated from that one. We have now 11 cars in the E main and 7 will go through. So we'll take 4 from this one and we're going to send them packing. Your E main lines up like this. Ayrton Smith from position number 1. Joel Patel from position number 2. Position number 3, Callum Pratt. Position number 4, Stephen Martin. Position number 5, Jordan McDowell, your F main winner. Mitch Favish from position number 6. Position number 7, Hayden Warrington. Mitchell Pisklik from position number 8. Bailey Leeson from position number 9. Terrence Dorrell out of position number 10. And Jamie Thompson from position number 11. Jamie Thompson, oh no. He must not have made the start, because it's not showing him on the grid. Well, he had a chance to run the alphabet soup. May have had some Nutrigrain, may have had some Wheat Bix. Either way, he's not having a chili bowl soup. He might be having a hamburger at the concession stand, as they call it. E-main, 14 laps on the board. Green flag is out, and we'll go into 1 and 2. It's going to be Ayrton Smith, your race leader in the 64 machine. Gets a little tight. Look out, there's a big wreck. Mitch Favish involved in that one. 3 wide for a moment. How about Jordan McDonnell? He's up to position number 3. He's advanced 2 positions at the moment. That's only 1 row. Donnell goes to the caution into 1 and 2. Rolls the bottom. Goes Hayden Warrington in car number 70. We've seen Hayden Warrington run some alphabet soups in our time. We've seen him run towards the front of the field at a number of racetracks, including the likes of Lanier. Now we're nearly 3 wide down the front straightaway. Oh boy, Patel cops a little bit of a, I don't know if it was I'm not sure whether it was a right rear or whether it was a tail tank. And well, either way, McDonnell was trying to let Joel Patel back by him, trying to redress the situation. Figured that, well, he had enough time to prepare, and, well, you can't do that, Callum. You can certainly keep going. So Callum Pratt finds himself now back to position number 9. Joel Patel back to the pit area. Mitch Favish on the outside looking in. Terrence Dorrell in the 47 machine. He's got the final, had the final transfer position. Stephen Munn, you can't park there. We stay green. No yellows in the consolation races for the semi-mains. There'll only be yellows in your main event. And if you're new to how the system works, well, it's not automatic cautions. 1.7 seconds is the gap between Ayrton Smith and Hayden Warrington. McDonnell's got 7/10 of a second, or just shy of 7/10. Back there in 3rd position from Hayden Warrington. How about Bailey Leeson? It's almost like a motocross track out there. It's that bumpy for him. Dorrell in the 47. Then you go back to Mitch Favish. Excuse me. Callum Pratt going to get put a lap down by the 64 entry of Ayrton Smith, as Smith will greet the white flag here at the Tulsa Expo Center, the Chili Bowl Nationals. Into 3 and 4, final time for some of these drivers. Your E-main is complete. It's going to be Smith getting the win over Warrington. McDonnell home in 3rd. Leeson 4th. Favish rounds out the top 5. Piskalik home in 6th. Doll in that 7th and final transfer spot. Pratt, Martin, Battelle, and Thompson. 2 hands hamburger. What if I only want 1 hand? Seems like we could be in a bit of a pickle. There is your top 7 to go through. So there was some post-race penalties handed out. McDonnell back to position number 7. So obviously been handed a 30-second penalty. But it won't matter. Mitchell Pisklik getting a penalty as well. And that'll bump him out of a transfer spot. So tough break for Mitchell Pisklik. D-main on track. It's not Demain Ramsey, it's just the D-main. Max Donnelly and Taylor Bryant in row number 1. Row 2 going to be Mitchell Sparrow and Grant Flynn. Row 3, Gavin Thomas and Kane Crackett. Row 4, Bradley Oldfield, Ayrton Smith. Row 5, Hayden Warrington, Bailey Leeson. Row 6, Mitch Favish, Terrence Dole. Row 7, Callum Pratt. and Jordan McDonnell. So this time we have 16 on the board. Still will take the top 7 to the C main. So again, more cars getting eliminated right now. And right meow. So half the field will be sent packing. Now a tough break for some of the drivers, but they keep it all rolling through. 3 and 4, Smith to the outside on Oldfield. Smith up to position number 5. Have a look at Sparrow, rolls the bottom side. Hayden Warrington +6 already. You can see just behind this 5-car breakaway is the 6-car coming into the picture. That is Jordan McDonnell. And he is +8 from dead last, 14th. Up to position number 6. Make it 5, make it 4 if you don't mind. McDonnell in the 34. Talk about a man on a mission. He will certainly turn a few laps here tonight. Should he run the soup? And if you want to calculate him up, I'm going to say it's 100 plus laps. It'd probably be about 120 or 120 odd calculations under race laps. Oldfield comes after Sparrow for the race lead. Warrington watches this battle unfold right in front of his very eyeballs. And it was Sparrow who got tied. And now they went 3 wide for a split second down the front straightaway. Warrington to the bottom side. Oldfield through the middle. And Sparrow upstairs. Speaking of upstairs, Jordan McDonnell. He's down to position number 4. He is upstairs into turn number 1 and 2. 9 down, make it 10 down at the start finish line, 10 down and 6 to run. Here at the mall, the NZSR Chili Bowl Nationals. Can Sparrow pull in Bradley Oldfield in these final 5 laps of your D main? Again, you still watch Warrington, Jordan McDonnell. You get the feeling. And Jordan McDonnell, he's starting to warm up right now. And just when he's hitting his stride, that is generally when disaster will strike. Let's hope for Jordan's sake that it doesn't happen, because he's a man that has had a lot of bad luck. Sparrow goes to the inside, 2 to run for your leader of Oldfield. Warrington, McDonnell still nose to tail. White flag is out. Oldfield, he has been the pick of the bunch tonight in the D main. Checkers are right. Oldfield gets the win. Second will go to Sparrow. Third is going to be Warrington. Fourth at the line is Jordan McDonnell. Fifth will be Eton Smith. Mitch Fabish home in 6th. Max Donnelly in the 7th and final transfer position. Will transfer into your main event. And the top 7, they continue their quest on an A-main victory to try and pick up the NZSR Chili Bowl Nationals. Thank you to Speed Nation, SimBlacks New Zealand, Speed Nation, and So It Seems Customer Poultry. There is your D-main results on screens. We take that off and we load your C-main cars on the racetrack. Ricky Brett from position number 1, Brian McIntyre from position number 2, Hayden Vickers and Dion DeGraaf from positions number 3 and 4. Ayrton Hodson and Sam Waddell from 5 and 6. Michael Corby and Pete Honeywell out of 7th and 8th position. 9th will be Caleb Beecroft. Rounding out your top 10 will be Nathan Kane. Position number 11, Hunter Robb. Position number 12, your E-main winner, your D-main winner, Bradley Oldfield. Mitchell Sparrow home in 13th. Hayden Warrington 14th, Eton Smith 15th, Mitch Fabish 16th, Max Donnelly in 17th, Terence Dorrell in 18th. I noticed no Jordan McDonnell, so maybe another post-race penalty. I'm sure he is not going to be happy with that one. Green flag is out. In fact, we're already one lap in, sorry. Trying to control kids. Never works out. We go yellow. Probably a good time because, well, I didn't miss the start, but I wasn't paying attention either. So the yellow flag comes out. Not something that normally gets done in semi-mains. But seeing as though we're at a very, very tight little racetrack. Of course, race control obviously deeming that the caution was necessary with how many cars might have been across the racing surface. So we'll re-rack them and re-stack them. Pace truck is going to pull infield. In fact, we're going to set them up single file. 17 cars, 7 to go through to the B main. So what is essentially the fourth last race on the program. Keep an eye on the SimBlacks, New Zealand number 11 machine. On down to Graf. Graf up to position number 2. Just rolls the inside of the racetrack. Gets by Brian McIntyre. And down to Graf. Well, he's got this thing figured out and dialed in to run the bottom side. He'll slide to the middle of the raceway through the middle of 1 and 2. Now drives away from Brian McIntyre. McIntyre comes back at him. 33 of McIntyre getting a little tight on the top side. Sam Waddell gives him not one but a second shot in the shorts from behind. Sam Waddell in 6th position. He's got one spot on the bubble. And speaking of the bubble, it's another SimBlacks number 78 machine. That is Nathan Kane. We are 10 down and 8 to run. Here comes the Tinder machine. The 21 of Bradley Oldfield on the outside looking in. Warrington up to position number 3. Warrington and Sparrow. They started in positions 13 and 14. And they are up to 3 and 4. And they're doing it battling side by side. One car into the wall. Ayrton Smith. Well, unfortunately for Ayrton, that'll be his night done and dusted. Warrington to the outside. Now comes up the Ricky Brett. Warrington puts the CRC number 70 machine on the top of the cushion on a quarter mile. You know, our fact, you might know that joke, but if you don't, Hayden Warrington shoots to the race lead. 3 wide off turn number 4. How do you like that one? Hayden Warrington to the number 1 position. And now here comes Oldfield. Ricky Brett. Oh, look out! Holy Jesus! What about the driving standard from those drivers at the front of the field of the C main? Oldfield ducks down to the inside now. Oldfield from 12th to position number 2 plus 10. Unable to best the Hayden Warrington 70 entry, who started 14th and plus 13 on the night. Sparrow back in the 7th and final transfer position. 6th and final transfer spot. Who will it be? Who will be the top 7? We know it's going to be Warrington and Oldfield getting 1 and 2. Warrington, Oldfield, Brett, Waddell, DeGraff, Sparrow and Kane. Unofficially the 7 drivers that will transfer to the B main. And let's make it official right now with those 7 drivers. Sharpie, I've never heard of the Brett Wheeler. There is Warrington, Oldfield, Brett, Waddell, DeGraff, Sparrow and Kane going to the B main. 21 drivers in this B main and we take 12 of them. Let's go through your starting grid. Alec Inslee and Raymond Morland in row 1. Leo Heaton and Devon Stove row 2. Boyd Bowden, Brendan Partridge in row 3. Jarrett Liebert, and JD Laird in row 4. Xavier Simmons and Stefan Adams in row 5. Ashton Phipps and Dylan Cook in row 6. Row 7, Matt McCutcheon, Jack Groenwald, Hayden Warrington and Bradley Oldfield. Row 8. Row 9, Ricky Brett, Sam Waddell, Dion DeGraaf and Mitchell Sparrow in row 10. Nathan Kane in row 11. I get the feeling that we're about to see something special for the likes of Warrington, Oldfield to make a run from the back. I'm going to put some money on the TAB right now. They say one of those 3 drivers finish in a top 5 position, paying probably about $1.20. Oh, look out. 2 cars simultaneously spin to the infield. Matt McCutcheon, Brendan Partridge. We've got Alec Inslee, a race leader. You're watching Leo Hinton in the 26 machine. Slide above the cushion. Moreland, Stove to the outside. I believe it is in the 91 machine. 51, 61, not sure what one it is. It doesn't matter. He's up to position number 3. Bowden gets into the back of Moreland at 38. JD Laird in car 23. The JDR Graphics entry. Rails the cushion into 1 and 2. Gets around the outside of Boyd Bowden. Warrington up to position number 10. Oldfield only back there in position number 15. Oh, look out. It was Devon Stove who caught the cushion. Top 12 going through. Speaking of the top 12, it's going to get shuffled up by now. Have a look at Hayden Warrington. $1.30, $1.40 odds have shrunk down to $1.10. I've certainly put my munch money on this one for Hayden Warrington or Bradley Oldfield to finish in the top 5. And boy, they've not disappointed. Hayden Warrington plus 11 in the B main. The United number 26 machine, that's Jack Groenwald, trying to put a move there on Ashton Phipps. Phipps just rails the cushion on the top side of the racetrack. Phipps coming after Lever now down into 3 and 4. The 69 machine. It's not the OG 69 because we all know that's Craig Plater's number. But any 69 will do. And there goes Phipps up to position number 5. Warrington to 4th. So the gap between 3rd and 4th right now, you're looking at 1.7 seconds. It's still Alec Inslee looking to start from the main event from position number 11. In fact, we'll take 14 from this one. What was originally going to be 12, but that was only if we had the 6 heats, seeing as though we had the 5. We take an extra 2 from this, so 14 going through. Phipps, one car upside down, it's Leo Heaton in the 26. And talk about throwing it away. Have a look at the 21 of Oldfield. With 6.5 to go, he's up to position number 7. And he's not far away from a top 5. He looks to take over 6 right now on the bottom side. In turns number 1 and 2. Looks to get by Groenwald. Groenwald to the outside. In car 26. The United Truck Parts entry. Top and the bottom side. Really producing here at the Chili Bowl. The NZSR Chili Bowl Nationals. Oldfield looks pretty good on the bottom side. Look out, we got 1 car out in the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Make that 2. There goes Boyd Bowden. He's going to get shuffled outside the top 14 in a minute. No, he's back in 12th. He kept it going. Oh my. I just really don't know where to look at this stage. It's just, there is stuff happening everywhere. Everywhere on the racetrack. Meanwhile, I don't even know where your leader is. He's already got the white flag. He's in fact about to come out of turn number 4. Checkers are out. Alec Inslee, so dominant in B main competition. Somebody turn the bots up. Well, I don't have a chili bowl to look at, Craig Plater. I've got a Tulsa Expo Centre. So, yeah, nah. Alec Inslee, Jarrett Liebert, Bradley Holmfield, Hayden Warrington, and Ashton Phipps make up your top 5, so my bet was safe. Groenwald, Sparrow, Cook, Laird, Simmons your top 10. Partridge, Bowden, DeGraff, and Ricky Brett should be the 14 drivers that go through to the main event. Everybody else, 15th on back, Stove, McCutcheon, Waddell, Adams, Heaton, Kane, and Moreland. It's time we say goodbye to some of those drivers. Like, you throw it in the bin. Bowl included. So cars are on track for a warm-up session. Let me explain how it's going to work. So normally, we wouldn't have a track reset. Being such a shorter racetrack, and again, 50 cars in the pit area, with the amount of laps that have been turned on this race, what they've done is they've given us a track reset. They're going to give these drivers so many minutes to run the track in. Once they run the track in, they will run a 6-lap dash for the 10 cars that finish top 2 in heats 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once we get the dash done, again, whether they get another minute or 2 on the racetrack, that's up to race control's discretion, and then we will be ready for the 55-lap main event. Now, for the cautions, we've seen 1 caution so far in C or D main competition. Like I said, that's pretty uncharacteristic because normally they don't do cautions in any races other than the main. But, however, due to the nature of the fact that it was such a short racetrack, I'm sure the racetrack would have been blocked for some of the people. It was probably well worth an admin caution. But admin cautions tonight, so caution laps do count. For a caution to come out, 2 or more cars must be involved. If it is a single car spin, well, go to the toilet bowl, pick the kids back up from the pool that you may have dropped off, because that's what's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's just the way that this cookie crumbles here with this racing league. And I've got to say, it produces some of the greatest racing you've seen in a long time. So cars on the racetrack for the moment for a little bit of a brief warm-up session. Once they have done the warm-up session, we will go into the dash. So what we'll do, we'll take an opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Oh, no, it's all good, Johnson. We've already gone and fisted ourselves. Like, we fisted ourselves up. We fisted it, don't worry. It was a solid chat. Actually, I got a story to tell you, Platsy and Johnson. So last night when we were doing the late models, me and Jayon and Nick, we were again racing, and old Jayon comes over and said, "Oh, that's a bit of an ID10T move." And I just said to him, I said, "It's a 1D10T, your 1D10T." So, yep, he's now known as the ID10T. Absolute potato. Anyhow, we'll take a quick break. On the other side of this, the dash followed by the main event here at the Chili Bowl. You are watching round number 11 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, presented by New Zealand Sim Racing, So It Seems, Custom Upholstery, and Speed Nation. Until we come back, we'll play some music, and we won't be too far away from your main event.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth
Well, looks like I didn't have to wait too long after all. Right, so they'll get the cars lined up in their finishing order from heat. So the winners from heats 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the drivers that come home in second in heats 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just dropped a frog. I'm not at all happy about it. And then just run over my foot in the process. Alright, your dash lineup is set. 6 laps on the board. 10 cars to determine your starting lineup. But look out, Rico Robles upside down. I'm pretty sure Aston Rodriguez may have jumped the start on the outside, but they stay green. Darcy Wilson up to position number 2. Graham Smythe in third. Harry Stewart. He had some contact. Oh my, Smythe gets turned by Barker. Big wreck for Regan Edwards. And sometimes you just hate to see it. Rodriguez and Darcy Wilson are running 1 and 2. 3 down and 3 to run. Rodriguez has got this thing pinned above the slick line in 1 and 2 as he rolls right through the slick in 3 and 4. As does Darcy Wilson now, slight line from Rodriguez. Nothing can see it because, well, it's hard to see. With that kind of interwebs, 2 to run for your race leader Rodriguez from Darcy Wilson. Then you go back to Matthew Johnston back there in third, followed by Caden Barker fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is Graham Smythe as the white flag is out. 1 lap left to go for Aston Rodriguez. Should be the checkered flag off turn number 4, the virtual checkered flag. And that should be done and dusted. Rodriguez will get the win from Wilson. Home in second. Third is going to be Johnston. And then you go back to who knows what. VS said 420, thank you for the raid, brother, appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. So cars are back on the racetrack for another brief little hot lap session. Hopefully we are not too far away. We're just waiting on race control to get the lineup sorted. Maybe have a quick drink break, toilet break, and any sort of break in between. We get a bite to eat. Who knows what they're doing right now, but what I know they're doing, they're probably watching the racetrack, seeing how it is developing and where the racing line and how far it is going to widen up, because the bottom can be pretty dominant here, as Max Bevan would say. So again, the 24 cars in the main event, I can confirm 22 of them have taken a lap time. So there is less than 6 minutes left in the warm-up session. I doubt we're going to run this in for the next 6 minutes. We might run this in for probably another 30 seconds, maybe around a minute and a half, 2 minutes at most, I would suggest. But again, this is why I'm over here in the box and not up in race control's tower that they've got. Ah, yes. Yeah, look, I wouldn't want the wrong sort of attention if I said foot. Oh, what are you guys tagging me in? Nice. Oh, Sergey. Just send you a message on the Oz Sim Racing page. I don't have that chat open. I've only got the Ultimate Dirt to be chat open. The 34. Surely Platzy you'd be getting on. Oh, absolutely. That is the best last name ever. Couldn't think of a better last name if I tried. Well, that Gatorade was quite good actually. We might treat ourselves to another frog of sorts. That's a red one, by the way. Got some pizza shapes here. I just had garlic bread. Nah, surely we're doing some racing tonight, right? Surely. Surely it's on the cards. I mean, you left last night in a hurry. I mean, I didn't even get to come back after my interview. And you were gone. Alright. Cars off the racetrack. They're about to appear back on the racetrack this time. They will be behind the iRacing.com official page truck 24 starters. It's time to go through your starting grid from back to front. Ricky Brett from position number 24. Position number 23, Dion DeGraaf. Boyd Bowden, position number 22. Brendan Partridge, position number 21. Xavier Simmons, position number 20. JD Laird from position number 19. Dylan Cook from 18. Mitchell Sparrow from 17. 16th is Jack Graham, Walden Ashton Phipps in 15th. Hayden Warrington 14th. Bradley Oldfield from 13th. From 12th, it's Jarrett Liebert and Alec Inslee lines up for position number 11. And then the top 10 in no particular order, because I've got no idea how they finished. The top 10 that'll be readjusted. And those drivers line up like this. Caden Barker, or they'll line up in the top 10 starting positions. Those drivers are Caden Barker and Tom Storr. James McDonald and Regan Edwards. Darcy Wilson and Harry Stewart. Graham Smythe and Matthew Johnston. Aston Rodriguez and Rico Robles. I had some barbecue shapes, about 10 of them, and I was quite full. We are ready with the 1 to green signal. Your A main event, round number 11 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing in the New Zealand Sim Racing Chili Bowl Nationals. We're live for 55 here at the Tulsa Expo Center. The green flag flies down into turn number 1 and 2. Rodriguez to lead the field and looks to lead the opening lap. Wilson looks to the inside, but no. Give it to Aston Rodriguez. Oh, big drivers in turn 1 and 2 for a driver. Make that a couple of drivers. Boyd Bowden already out of the event. Not sure what happened to him. Tom Storr it is back to the tail end of the field. A lap down. Oh, this is going to be an early night, Johnson. No more cautions from here on out, right? But see, right now, what's not going to help these guys, if they were to have a few cautions, they are going to lose laps. A hashtag Johnson's fault, absolutely. We're going to do some racing, Platzy? You never answered me. You never answered me. Well, you may have. I'm just saying you didn't. 5 down, 50 to go. The green flag flies, and once again it's Rodriguez to lead the field down into 1 and 2. Wilson, Barker, Stewart and Johnston. That's your top 5. Stewart venturing above the slick line through turn number 3 and 4. Barker slides up in front of Stewart. They both turn it back. Anything, Platzy? Here comes Johnston to the outside. Maybe Pro 2 lights or Beta lights, because you're never going to race them ever again. So you say. Regan Edwards, big wheels. Then have a look at Rico Robles trying to come through the field. After drama in that dash, he had to start towards the back end of the top 10. Stewart on that inside berm. Johnston above the slick line again. Johnston's got the 48. The left front looks to pick it up sometimes. Well, you might even just have to leave it at home sometimes. You can really see it digging on the right rear. Barker drifts up. Now really picks up the left front. Caden Barker. Leave the left front at home. Stewart, well, you may even not have to use your whole left side tyres if you keep that up running the infield like that. Barker into position number 3. And he's fending off the challenges from Matthew Johnston and Harry Stewart. Stewart maybe starting to play the patient game at the minute. Knows that we're still very early on in this main event. Knows that Alec Insley's behind him. And those are the drivers that are 1 and 2 in the point standings. And speaking of Alec Insley, he's up to position number 6. And bringing with him is the number 3 machine, the R-Racing Chili Bowl champion of Rico Robles. Robles to the bottom side in 3 and 4. Here comes Insley on the top of the racetrack. Cuts it back down the exit of turn number 2. Now down to the inside. The battle is on. We're about to be on for positions 5, 6 and 7. And you might as well throw in Graham Smythe as well back there in position number 8. Smythe tried to make somewhat of a decent recovery after that dash. A lot of drivers working upstairs. Robles. He also works on the top side of the racetrack. How about Johnston still holding on to position number 4. Stewart now dives down to the inside. Looks for the slide job. Can't complete it. Gets the drive off turn number 2. But Johnston, even better drive on the exit. And now Stewart been stuck on the bottom side. This will bring Alec Insley into the picture and look to close in on Harry Stewart. But Stewart is now clear up on the top side of the racetrack. Free to get up there. So again, a lot of drivers working their way above the slick racing surface here at the Chili Bowl. Rodriguez has got the lap car of Dylan DeGraff between himself and Darcy Wilson. Wilson has got Caden Barker closing in. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Robles now runs the bottom in 1 and 2. There's really not a whole lot of time separating the top, well, 2 from 2 on to about 8. It's not a whole lot of distance, a lot of nose to tail action, but Rico Robles trying to make it work on the bottom side, waiting for that top side just to start fading away with how many cars are running it. He's got to be patient. 24 down. 31 to go. 3 wide out into turn number 1 and 2. Stewart, Barker and Johnston. Barker trying to come back through the middle and try and split the gap on Johnston and Stewart. Johnston to position 3. Stewart back to position 4. Barker cuts down to the inside on the inside of Harry Stewart. Oh, rub wheels down into turn number 3. Barker back to position 4, but not for long. Back to position 5 he goes. Catches the inside berm. Insley now, Alec Insley has moved inside the top 5. And Caden Barker, oh look at Regan Edwards, hard into the concrete wall. Oldfield plus 5 of the night, Alec Insley plus 6. DeGraff, lap car in that SimBlacks number 11 machine. As Darcy Wilson in the 5 gets by him. Here comes the 48 of Matthew Johnston. So you notice that Wilson, Johnston, they all went to the bottom in 1 and 2. They go to the bottom in 3 and 4. Lap cars on the top side of the racetrack, forcing the drivers downstairs, which means Aston Rodriguez, if we take a look at him, he's got free reign to go wherever he goes. He's got Hayden Warrington in front of him. Another car retiring back to the pits. That's Jarrett Liebert. JD Laird back into the pits some few laps ago. Insley, I think, tried to move on Harry Stewart in 1 and 2. Stewart and Insley, they've had to go back to the top of the racetrack. Stewart trying to get by Ricky Brett, the lap car. Johnston trying to come after Darcy Wilson down into turn number 1 and 2. There's your battle for the minor placings. The number 5, it's Darcy Wilson, 1.9 seconds back from your race leader, Aston Rodriguez, who right now is in heavy lap traffic. And how good is the Chili Bowl sometimes? You can really put on a show here. And with how fast the lap times are, there is really no time to think about what to say. You just roll with the situation. Johnston to the inside. Barker stuck on the top side of the racetrack in turn number 4. And we go yellow. Now it's time to have a breath. And the big gap that Aston Rodriguez had now comes back down to nothing. But it also gives him a clear track in front of him. And what is probably going to be 15 laps left to run. 15 or 16 laps left to run. He is not far away from picking up an NZSR Chili Bowl National Midget victory. But not only that, as a SimBlacks New Zealand round winner for the National Midget Championship. I'm sure he'd love to put that 30 into victory lane. Well, we had 30 odd laps there, Platsy. 34 laps. Rodriguez, Johnston, Wilson your top 3, Stewart, Inslee make up your top 5, Rico Robles outside of a top 5 in 6th position, Oldfield, Edwards, Smythe and Phipps, that is your top 10, as once again the green flag will fly, the slider line comes out from Aston Rodriguez, Johnston goes to the top of the racetrack in 1 and 2, he'll go the slider line down into turn number 3 and 4, Rodriguez just rolling the bottom side. 41 down, 14 to go. Stewart to the inside on Darcy Wilson now. Wilson back to the outside. So the teammates work wheel to wheel and side by side. Down into turn number 1 and 2 we run. Stewart in the 11, Wilson in the 5. You've got Alec Inslee just to the right of your screen in car number 2. That's positions 3, 4 and 5. Half a second separate Johnston and Rodriguez as Rodriguez still continues to lead the way. Wilson gets the monster run out of turn number 2. Now he'll get the good drive on the exit of turn number 4. Just keeping an eye on that gap between first and second place at the moment. You're looking about a little over half a second. In fact, Rodriguez looks to open up that margin. The big wheel stand there from Harry Stewart now brings in Alec Inslee in the number 2 machine. But Stewart, smart enough to go upstairs and protect the top side of the racetrack, right where Alec Inslee was running. He had to wait for his teammate of Darcy Wilson to get clear, as not only are these two guys fighting it out for a championship, but also they're fighting it out on the racetrack. They've been the 2 most formed drivers of the competition, or the series so far, after 10 weeks of competition. Oh, Stewart into the back of Wilson. Inslee caught up in that one. Robles caught up in that one. And Oldfield goes on by. Can you believe it? Bradley Oldfield from 13th to position number 5 and the Tinder number 21 for United Sim Sports. Here comes Robles now. 5 laps left to run for Aston Rodriguez. Still got half a second on Matthew Johnston. But you watch Stewart, Oldfield and Robles. Robles now gets by Oldfield in the 21 machine. Oldfield's pretty good on the bottom side here at the Tulsa Expo Center. Robles closing in on Stewart. 3 to run. I think Rodriguez is once again down into lap traffic. And they all, 2, 3, 4 and 5, they all went, 3, 4, 5 and 6, all went to the bottom side. Robles really banging the right rear off the cushion and the concrete, a number, not once but twice. The white flag is out, 1 to go for Aston Rodriguez into 3 and 4. He now has an NZSR Chili Bowl Midget National win to his name. He is the NZSR Chili Bowl Midget Champion, and he is also a round winner. of the National Midget Championship, Aston Rodriguez collects victory here at the Chili Bowl. Second will go to Matthew Johnston. Third will be at the line will be Darcy Wilson. Those results will be unofficial just for a moment. This driver is still doing some sort of burn down lap. So 2 cautions in 55 laps. Not a bad way to end this one. Results being official. Rodriguez gets the win from Johnston, home in second. Wilson third. Oldfield and Inslee make up your top 5. Robles, Edwards, Smythe, Sparrow and Stewart make up your top 10. Partridge, Warrington, Groenwald, Phipps, Simmons, Barker, Brett, Cook, DeGraff, JD Laird. And you go back to 21st on back, Liebert, McDonald, Storr and Bowden. The 24 starters in this one. But it won't make too much of a difference because no one is going to take away the fact that Aston Rodriguez has led a good chunk of this race. Let's go truck side. We're going to chat to your pony. We'll chat to the driver that comes home. Third place here tonight, driving the number 5 machine for United Sim Sports, it is Darcy Wilson. Darcy, congratulations on third place. And, well, that was a hell of a run from you tonight. And, well, a hell of a battle throughout the course of that 55-lap feature.
Yeah, it was. It was a long race. Just the bottom was really good at the start, and then I actually probably had something for Aston, and then it just put on the turbo and just took off from me, and felt like I'd second there, then had to avoid a lap car. Then Matthew, I think it was, got past me, and yellow came out, but then he took off from me. So then yeah, he got away from me, and then me and Harry were having a really good race, and no, I was pretty happy to get third in the end.
Talk us through those last 10, 15 laps. You know, like you said, you're battling with Harry, but you know, Alec Inslee was right there with you guys, and you know, you guys are really putting on a show for the people at home. And even Rico was there towards the end of that race also.
Yeah, it was really good fun race actually with Harry. Normally he's up the front spanking everyone, but no, I was on the top, he was on the bottom. We were having a really clean race, and yeah, it was pretty Tetris on the top. I didn't want to back in too hard and put in the fence. But no, I think I had some good speed towards the end.
Mate, this racetrack, it's always an elbows up racetrack. How tough is it? How tough is it to put 55 consistent laps, whether it's on the top, bottom, both running the top and bottom? Just what's it like trying to put 55 complete perfect laps here at the Chili Bowl?
You just gotta keep you cool and just keep focused 100% the whole time. And just remember what you did the last lap. If you think it was good, do it again. If it wasn't, maybe try something different. And just count down the laps, and the race goes a bit quicker than you think.
All right, well, look, well done on third place here tonight. Darcy, before we let you go, of course, a lot of sponsors on this race car, a lot of great people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 5 car.
Yeah, just a big thanks to the boys at United. They do a lot. Harry and Bragg and Damo. Australian Racing Products, 6 Ballarat. 87 Creative for the cool looking car. Down Under Graphics. Yourself for putting on a great stream. Brayton for a really, really good league. Aston on the win. He actually really deserved that one. And Matthew for second. Thank you.
All right, there we go. Darcy Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, home in position number 3. We are still awaiting drivers in second and first place. If they are not here within about 30 seconds, we are going to wrap this one up. Brady, that's out of my jurisdiction. I've got no idea. I know last night he wasn't welcome elsewhere in another league, but again, different rules, different leagues. Not my opinion to say who should be banned and who shouldn't be, although I might have one. I'm like a backside, everyone's got one. Whether it's good or not, that's a different story. But the fact of the matter is that we are done here from the virtual Tulsa Expo Centre for round number 11 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship here from the Chili Bowl. Round number 11 is complete. That is the final race of the year. Of course, with a lot of the New Zealand guys and a lot of them running midgets and F2 midgets and whatever else they run. They've obviously got a busy Christmas, New Year period, so I will have a look as to when the next one is up because I did have a look earlier and I was wondering if we were racing tonight, and I happened to find it that we were. So, looking at the schedule, and if I can find it, because it was posted somewhere. So, bear with me for another 38 seconds while I go hunting for this picture. And I'm sure it's somewhere pretty easy. I'm just trying to figure out when the next date, or when the next date is, I should say. Dun, 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 dun. Still waiting. Here we go. I can just click on photos and that should bring up a whole list of photos. And there's quite a few. Okay. Okay, still scrolling, still scrolling. Again, just wait, just wait, just wait. Here we go. I found it. So the next time we will see the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship here on Ultimate Dirt TV will be January 9th. So you are looking at from today, 1, 2, 3. So 3 weeks. So we're off the next 2 weeks. And we'll come back on the 9th of January. We'll go to the Port Royal Speedway, followed by Volusia Speedway Park. And then January 23 and 30th, I will confirm that we are not here. We are going to be down in Victoria for a week and a half, so we will not be back on the 23rd and 30th at Charlotte and Eldora. I'm assuming those guys are still going to run, but that is up to Brayton and his decision. If he wants to run, that's his call to make. If not, if they decide to run, we will be back February 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th for the final 4 rounds of the series. So, again, it's basically an 18-week season, all but 2 weeks. We are all but 2 weeks that I know we are not going to be here for. So we should at least cover the 16 of the 18 weeks again. I'm assuming that they will run as according to the schedule, and no doubt we're going to certainly miss probably 2 of the best races, but that will wrap us up here from the Chili Bowl. Again, a big thank you to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand, Speed Nation, So It Seems Custom Upholstery, and of course the guys at New Zealand Sim Racing for putting on this a wonderful series. 11 weeks done out of the 18, just 7 left to run. Well, we got 8. No, what was tonight? Was tonight 8? No, was tonight 10 or 11? Tonight was 10. Tonight was 10. So we got 11, 12. Yeah, we've got 8 weeks to run. Well, big thank you to everybody that has tuned in here this evening. I get a little sloppy towards the end of the stream, but we are done from the Tulsa Expo Center. Congratulations to Aston Rodriguez, who got the job done here tonight. Well done to Matthew Johnson, home in second. Darcy Wilson, third. Bradley Oldfield moving up 9 positions in the main event. Mitchell Sparrow moved up from 17th to 9th. Another notable mention for a potential hard charger, plus 8 positions. But the hard charger award goes to Brendan Partridge from 21st to position number 11. That's 10 spots on the night. He passed the most cars, so well done to him. But until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, I'm Brett Wheeler signing off, saying farewell from the Chili Bowl. And if I don't talk to you between now and the new year, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good night.